Good afternoon, I'm Charles Lejano. This is One News Now. UP OCTA Research team member Guido David says he regrets, saying that the Philippines is already flattening the curve because it led many people to think that the threat of contagion is past. In an interview with One News's Agenda, David recognized that different people may have different interpretations of the term flattening of the curve. He said many people took his word as an indication that we are no longer seeing locally transmitted cases, fresh COVID-19 infections in the country. David clarified that this is far from the truth, since we are still seeing over 1,000 new cases per day in NCR alone. But he did confirm that the reproduction rate of the virus is now finally on a downtrend, after following an upward trend for the longest time. David says this means the Philippines has finally found a combination of interventions COVID response measures that are working and could potentially bring down the tally of cases to a very low number in the future. In other words, the country's fight against COVID-19 is not yet over, but at least we are now heading in the right direction. The Justice Department has reopened its probe into alleged quarantine violations of Senator Coco Pimentel. This comes after it received additional documents from the FBI. Assistant State Prosecutor Wendell Bendoval said he received a copy of the Bureau's memo, which included incident reports from the Makati Medical Center. Recall that Pimentel drew flack after accompanying his pregnant wife to Makati Med on March 24, despite undergoing quarantine for the coronavirus disease. Pimentel left the hospital after learning that he had tested positive for the deadly virus. PCOO Undersecretary Lorraine Badoy says she would be willing to resign from her post under 4 conditions. First, she wants legislators from the Makabayan bloc to publicly condemn certain incidents of violence, like the Digos Massacre, 1971 Plaza Miranda bombing, and several others. Badoy directly attributed these incidents to the CPP, NPA, and DF under the supposed leadership of Joma Sison. Badoy also wants opposition lawmakers to publicly condemn the alleged violent acts of the Communist Party to prove that they're not allied with the leftist faction. She also wants representatives like Franz Castro, Sara Elago, Carlos Zarate, and others to promise they will aid the government in fighting the communist left. Badoy's final condition for her resignation is for the Makabayan bloc to call for the surrender of Joma Sison and other officials of the CPP, NPA, and DF, that they may face whatever charges and arrest warrants that await them. Recall that the PCOO official is already in hot water for red-tagging Makabayan members in the lower house, accusing them of being high-ranking party members of the CPP, NPA, and DF. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com. Stream One News live, anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.